Disclaimer, this is not a knock to all my boss babes and all the women out there who are working hard. And another disclaimer, I got blessed with a very good husband. His goal is for me to not have to work. We're still in the building stages of all of that to get me to that place. I just wanted to say that before y'all watch the rest of this video. But nobody can tell me that men don't have certain roles and women don't have certain roles anymore. Let me explain. Yesterday was not a good day, just emotionally. I understand I allowed myself to get to this certain place to an extent, but let me break it down. The night prior to that, and really just as of late, y'all, my sleep has just been horrendous. I woke up yesterday feeling very underslept, very unrested. I still had to go out and go to work. I had calls to receive, calls to make, and then I had to go out to an appointment, and then after that I had to go out to handle some business, and I didn't get home until almost 12 o'clock at midnight. And I'm so glad that my husband was not home, because I was very, very, very angry, very upset. So that's all I was thinking about. All I could think about was me not getting good sleep and just wanting to go to bed. And so when I be hearing these women talk about, oh, a woman can do anything a man can do, or just like when I talk to dudes, when I hear men who have these standards now from women demanding that they bring certain things to the table. I had my time doing the online dating thing before I met my husband, and I will never forget this one dude I was talking to. I think I'd asked him, so what are your thoughts about women working and all that stuff? Like, you think it's cool for a woman to stay home? Like, is that the type of wife that you would want, the type of family you would want? And he said, heck no. His direct words, if I'm working, she gonna be working. What the heck she gonna be doing? Now, I'm not opposed to a woman working hard. Matter of fact, if stuff needs to get done, I'm encouraging the woman to help to get stuff done faster. But when a woman feels the same pressure to take care of the house that a man does, I don't think that it should be like that. Things like sleep and because here's the thing, sleep is very, very important for women and for men. And we all know that a woman's body is just different. Even when you look at how a man receives liquor and how a woman receives liquor. If a man takes a shot, it's one shot. When a woman takes a shot, it's like she's taking two. Physiologically, even I would say mentally, emotionally, it's certain things that we're just not built for. And when we go through those things, it affects us in a different way. I just had to put this out there because there's something going on now where I think men are wanting to get back to masculinity. And you have all these, Red Pill and Andrew Tate and all these different male podcasts and things that are trying to help men do that. And I think that's great. But I believe women need that too. We need to figure out how to get back on the path of femininity, because it's really hard to operate in your feminine energy when you're being forced to do everything that a man is doing. And that's why my heart breaks for it. It can make me emotional to think about, because my mom was a single mom for the first 9 years of my life. When you think about the stuff that women have to do to keep things afloat, and you wonder, why is she always so mad? Why is she always so irritated? Why is she short with people? Why does it seem like she always got attitude? Have you ever stopped and considered that maybe she's just going through a lot? Maybe she's trying to do way too much. I believe there's still a certain sect of women out here who want to operate in a place of rest and ease and gentle flow. But how can we do that when we're being demanded of so much just to survive? Society is so quick to just slap a mental label on you and say, oh, well, you're bipolar, or oh, you're depressed, or oh, you have some type of mental illness going on. And you very well could be depressed. But has anyone ever stopped and considered that the reason why you could be depressed is because you're sleep deprived, because you're trying to do too much? It's because your diet needs to change. But when you're always busy and when you come home and you're too tired to cook, who wants to cook for an hour and a half? It's easier for me to go to a fast food place and feed myself and my family. This has been on my mind for a long time, but after yesterday, and I got some repenting to do, y'all. I ain't even gonna front. The stuff that I was thinking and some words that came out, that's why I'm glad my husband wasn't there, because I would have had to go back and apologize. And that's another thing. Sometimes it's not, I think half the time, it's not even the fact that you're a bad person. It could just be, and I'm talking to women, it could just be the fact that you're under so much pressure, stress, demand. you feel like you're a bad person because you always have to go back and say, I'm sorry I snapped at you. Or you constantly have to be telling your husband, I'm working on it. Thank you for bearing with me. And, that can get tiring after a while. At some point, we need to sit down and think, okay, how can this be changed? What changes do I need to make? But like I said, this has been on my mind for a while. But after yesterday, I really just felt like, you know what? I need to post this. I need to share it because I know I'm not the only woman who feels like this. I know I'm not. And like I said, this ain't no shade to all the women out there who are hustlers and go-getters. I ain't knocking y'all. But I think even the hardest woman would admit that it's always nice to have a man at least offer you the ability to not have to do so much. I know this is a touchy subject, but like I said, I just really felt I needed to put that out there. So go ahead, subscribe, like, and comment. I love y'all, and I'll see you in the next one.